Yo, what's up, YouTube? And I guess I'll make this part two of the last video that I just posted. The last video was titled Xbox Update, the Cloud, and Netflix. I was showing this Spec Ops survival mode gameplay in Modern Warfare 3. I made it up to about 22 minutes and 30 seconds in the first video, and I figured I would continue on from here. I started it a little bit early so you guys could catch up to where the last survival mode was. So right now we're entering about where I left off in the last video. We're at Wave 18. And again, I'm playing with Fettuccine, who is my roommate. If you didn't see the first video, I'll just explain that real fast. This is their second time playing the survival mode Spec Ops. So if you want to watch the beginning, I'll post a link in the description below. And pretty much the last commentary was one of my longer commentaries at 22 minutes, talking about kind of Xbox technology, the cloud, Netflix, and some nerdy stuff that way. Just expressing, I guess, my opinions and the new Xbox update. So yeah, in the last video, I was also talking about Netflix, like I was saying. I actually just went and downloaded a free 1 month trial of Netflix. I had been a user of Netflix a long time ago, then kind of realized that, I can just illegally download pretty much anything I want to. But now I kind of stopped downloading illegally because most of my friends have Netflix or just watch HBO or all the other channels that we get at school, like Stars and Encore or whatever. So figured I would just try out some Netflix. I've been seeing a lot of people post on Twitter that there's a lot of good documentaries and a lot of just good movies that they're adding to the streaming service. So I just picked to get streaming because I don't really want to worry about the DVDs right now. Either way, it's free. But if I continue to get the service, they're going to charge me $8 a month, which isn't bad for just streaming. And then if I wanted to get both, I think it's like $15 or $16 total. I didn't really want to pay for that, but we'll see what happens. Maybe after my free trial runs up, I'll try to see if there's any more left free trials and have someone else in my house get a free trial and then just keep using free trials so I don't have to pay for it right now. Anyways, if you guys are interested, definitely go to Netflix and try to get a free trial. I saw one off Pandora Radio, which I just used today. And what I want to talk about in this video is kind of video games and MLG. It's kind of going to be the same topic and theme of last video, where I'm just kind of talking about the advancement of video games and where it is now. So something that I just think is totally crazy is how big video games have gotten since we were little. When I was growing up, video games were big with me and my friends because we were young kids and we were guys. That's definitely that was back in the day, that was the target of video games. You only play video games if you were a younger male type person. There's very little girls that play video games, and some older people played video games. I know some people, like some of my friends' dads, would play like Nintendo 64 and stuff. But once it got to like PS2 and Xbox and Xbox 360, I haven't really seen much of that. But recently, you've really seen video games become more and more popular in the mainstream, and I think that's because a lot of our society is getting more used to technology and more electronically advanced in that kind of way. I made a video a long time ago for Black Ops, kind of saying that, it's funny, but like right now, being nerdy or being like into electronics is what is in. Like a lot of people are into that stuff. People really like Macs nowadays. Like that's a new trend. People love getting the iPhones, the smartphones, updating all their stuff. Everyone is so plugged in, and everyone I know has their own laptop, and it's pretty interesting to look at that because I can remember, growing up when not so long ago. I guess I'm not that old, but I remember getting my first computer. It's probably like a Windows 95 or Windows 98. I think it was Windows 95. I don't think I got it in 95. Probably like 96 or 97. And I remember it being like a gateway computer, and I had my own computer room, and that's what a lot of people did. They had their own area for the computer, and I definitely didn't use it every day. Probably, maybe, barely every week. And then as more things got popular, AOL came out. I would use that and go on AIM and stuff like that. And to see the progression of where computers are now, it's kind of crazy. And I remember playing like Roller Coaster Tycoon and playing some old video games on my computer. That's really funny. But mostly, I played like video games on my computer, PC games like Command and Conquer and stuff like that, and then went on the internet. And to think about how slow it was back then with dial-up and stuff like that is it's just crazy. I don't know what happened. I just remember being in high school, or I think I was in middle school, eighth grade, and remember playing like Halo 2, and then like high speed internet was coming out. All right, no, I'm sorry. Okay, so Xbox came out. I remember hearing about Xbox Live, And I also wanted to get some new internet connection, because the AOL was sucking. And I was like, Mom, I think if you get this high-speed internet connection, we'll have better internet connection. I can get Xbox Live and play against other people. And I remember Halo 2 was the first Xbox game that, was like the biggest Xbox Live game. I think it wasn't the first. The first was like this airplane game. I remember that. I think that was the first Xbox Live game there was. But Halo 2 is definitely the biggest Xbox Live game of its time, and that was when high-speed internet really got popular, and around that time for sure. And it's pretty crazy to look at that. I don't know where it went from like the shitty high-speed internet to now like Ryzen FiOS is insane. I have 8 people at my house that all have laptops, and they're pretty much on their laptops all day. We're playing Xbox, doing everything on the internet. It's crazy and can handle it all. So the way that the internet has progressed is insane. And then show that with everyone having, like I was saying, everyone has their laptop, and now it went from having your own computer room and only checking once in a while to now people are on their laptop all the time doing homework and stuff like that, watching YouTube videos. If you have Netflix, you can stream Netflix there, listening to music, iTunes, Pandora, doing homework. There's just so much things that are on the internet, applications, and then you have the iPhone, and then all the apps on the iPhone plug it into your computer. It's pretty much like a mobile computer, and I think that justifies or has been helping video games in a way, because people play so many little games on their computers. Adults are playing like Farmville, and people are playing all these Facebook games and like addictinggames.com, and so many people are exposed to these games and stuff. So I don't think people mind seeing people playing Xbox anymore. It's not as big of a deal because they understand it's just a more advanced form of it in a way. I don't really consider people that play computer games like that, like Farmville and stuff, gamers. They're kind of just doing it for entertainment. I guess they could be gamers. I'll let them have that situation. I mean, I game for entertainment, but I also take it seriously in weird, nerdy ways. But it's just amazing to me how everything has progressed and how it's kind of helped video games at the same time. And I think that the world is, moving towards like everything just being in the internet. I kind of talked about that last video. It already is in a way. And video games are a part of that. Back in the day, everything was all about being physical, being sports, lifting weights, and there was no internet type things. You know what I'm saying? And now you have like electronic sports, MLG, people making money off the industry, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. People tend to associate making money with bad things, like it's corrupt or something like that. But I think that just shows that the industry is getting larger, and that's good. It's good when people can capitalize, make a living off it. You see YouTubers making money, like Woody's Gamertag, X-Jaws, White Boy 7 Street are making money from YouTube from video games. And then there's Machinima making money, there's the MLG people making money, and there's real life sponsors, like Dr. Pepper sponsors MLG, Stride Gum, and there's a whole bunch of other companies, and it's so realistic. And I mean, realistic, I don't know what I was saying that for. It's so I don't know. It's really crazy, and if you're a gamer, you definitely know all about that. But there's so many people that still aren't exposed to that. I think I could go around my college and really be like, do you know that? Do you know what the MLG is? And they'd probably be like, no. And then even the people that do know what it is probably wouldn't understand what money there is in YouTube. I tell people that there's like video game people, there's like people that make Call of Duty videos on YouTube, and they don't understand why they do it, why people are interested in watching it, and it's just crazy. But I feel like Call of Duty is really one of the reasons why video games are getting so large, and helping the internet community, video games community, YouTube, and all this kind of stuff put together. I think that there's always a large game series that affects the video game community for a while. I definitely think Halo 1, Halo 2 really killed that era. Halo 3, they really just took over. That really brought Xbox Live into like the limelight. People were getting onto that. They really brought you know, that was the first time that really put so much time into one game. I would play video games. I played video games a lot when I was little, but I wouldn't play one game for like a whole year. And I played Halo 2 for years. And then now we have Call of Duty that's out, and because it's been so consistent with its video games, and it's people play it for so long, and it's been getting so much bigger, and at the same time you have the video game industry growing, the internet growing, electronics growing, people's interest in that growing. Now you have it where Call of Duty is breaking like launches, like entertainment records, and people know about it all over the place. You have people who like I don't know. When I went to, I guess I'll put it this way. So Modern Warfare 2 broke a lot of video game records, and that was crazy. And then Black Ops shattered like every entertainment launch ever, movies, music, everything. And then, when I went to go get Modern Warfare 3, I saw people waiting at line that I don't think I would have ever saw waiting outside 5 years ago. And they didn't even look like people that would be playing video games or that dedicated to go at midnight. But if you look around, so many people are interested in playing video games. It doesn't matter who you are. I hear people that, that look like they're just like a jacked football person and they're like, yo, yeah, all I do is play Call of Duty. There's people in the NBA like Dwight Howard, NBA star, who says he plays Call of Duty all the time. There's a bunch of people that you wouldn't expect to be gamers that are so interested in Call of Duty. There's so many girls that are interested in Call of Duty. Parents, older people, young adults, teenagers, college students, pretty much everybody knows what Call of Duty is. Even my teachers know what Call of Duty is, and they're old as shit. So, like, everybody knows what that is. Activision is like pretty big company now. I mean, they are the biggest company, but name brand wise, people recognize their name. And Call of Duty is seriously a household name, and it's just crazy that everybody knows what it is and they understand it, and that it's so big. And that's why I feel like it's a good time to be a gamer, and it's so interesting. And then adding the MLG on top of this, I was reading an article the other day. I'm going to pull it up, so sorry if you hear me clicking, because I didn't memorize these statistics, but it was that, the Major League Gaming had shattered viewing records. That's what the title says. And that, they have all the MLG around the United States. There's different places like Orlando, Providence. I don't remember. I know they used to have one in New York, Chicago, and they switch around. They might have been the same for the past couple years. But the one in Rhode Island literally just had so many people watching it. It said that there was 175 countries tuned in. 3.6 million hours of videos was consumed over the weekend, and with StarCraft. I don't know if Halo. Yeah, Halo's probably still in it. Call of Duty. I know back in the day they used to do like Super Smash and some Wii games. I know that there's probably like the Mortal Kombat games are maybe still in there. Some of the fighting games, or what is that? Maybe not Mortal Kombat. Sorry, I haven't really been that into MLG lately. Checking up on it. I kind of fell out of the MLG scene a long time ago, so I'm not too up to date with it. So sorry, guys, if I'm not being politically correct here. But I know one of those games. What is it, like Street Fighter or something? I think is in it too. Um, Real quick before I keep going on to that, I had played Halo 2 pretty much for such a long time in my life, and so much Halo. I really played way too much of that game, and I was really good. I would say that was probably my best video game ever, and I was really good at the game. And then at the time, I was playing like football in high school and doing some other stuff, and then I stopped gaming, and I got a girlfriend. And I was doing other stuff, and all my friends were like, "Dude, we should play MLG," and it was just the wrong time. If they had asked me if we had learned of the MLG a year earlier, I would have been in my prime and went like right for it. But because I missed my chance, I just kind of forgot about it. And then fast forward till now, when I was playing Modern Warfare 2 all the time, like every day, I kind of want to do MLG, but never really got a team going. And since then, it's kind of been the same story with Black Ops and now Modern Warfare 3, kind of saying the same thing again. So, but hopefully with Modern Warfare 3, me and my friends just made a team. We're going to try to take it seriously. I think we're going to start playing some game battles, which is a step. I don't think I've ever actually. Um, had an actual game battles match before, maybe one in my entire life, which is so sad because I've said I was going to do it for like the past 5 or 6 years. I said I wanted to do MLG, and so this year I think I'm definitely going to get interested in it and really use it. I mean, not use it, but really take advantage of it and try to play and just see how I kind of do against other players that are really good. Compare myself with people who are interested into the MLG circuit. One of my complaints that I've always had about MLG, and I know this is probably going to cause a lot of people to be like, "Why you no think logically?" I don't even know. But I always thought that kill streaks should be an MLG for Call of Duty, and I know a lot of people don't really agree with that. But from looking at it from my standpoint, Call of Duty introduced kill streaks for a reason, and I think that that's what makes Call of Duty Call of Duty. You know, there's a strategy behind it, and you still have to have skill and gun on gun action to get your kill streaks and stuff like that. And now it's a little bit more confusing with support kill streaks because that adds a whole different aspect of the game in, especially with specialists. But I'm just talking right now about regular kill streaks like Black Ops, Modern Warfare 2 kill streaks. And it just always disappointed me that it wasn't in the game because I don't think I have the best like accuracy and the best skill in the game. I think that I'm better than most people that play Call of Duty and definitely the average gamer of Call of Duty, gun skill wise. But I think where I excel and that I'm better than most people at Call of Duty is with strategy and using kill streaks to my advantage and using it at the right time, planning out what's going on, countering the other team's kill streaks, and I've always been really good at that. And I think that that's a part of MLG. It's not just all about skill to me; it's about strategy and how you can use your strategy. It's kind of like a chess match. You need to predict what they're going to be doing and kind of plan ahead. And then also you have the gun skill kind of thing. And that's what disappointed me in Halo 2. For all you guys that don't know or might be younger, Halo 2 had all these weapons, or I think it was Halo 3. Okay, in Halo 3 MLG, there was all these different weapons in Halo 3, and one of the biggest things that was back was like the battle rifle, and that's what everyone always used in Halo 2 and stuff. But in Halo 2, there were so many weapons that people used, and then in MLG for Halo 3, they took like every single weapon out, and it was just like pistol, battle rifle, and then like two other weapons. And I was just like, what is the point of playing Halo 3, if MLG is only going to use like five guns? You know what I mean? We might as well just be playing James Bond on N64 if you're just going to break a game down and take away everything that the game has and only include a couple of things. And that's kind of what I thought about when they did that with Call of Duty. So, like the producers put this into the game and calculated each thing. Like in Modern Warfare 3, you have the grenade, like that's a weapon, and then to balance, to defend against that, you have blast shield and the trophy system. I'm sorry. So to defend against the grenade, you have blast shield and the trophy system, and then to against the trophy system, you have an EMP grenade, and then you could if you and then when you use blast shield, you're giving up using like assassin, so someone else could be using assassin to sneak up on you. There's a counter for every little thing in the game, and I think that's what makes it interesting. So in Black Ops, when they took out equipment and they took out grenades and I mean like flat jacket and stuff like that. They didn't take out grenades. I was just like, what's the point of putting that in the game? Then we might as well just be playing. I always say it as an example. We might as well just be playing James Bond. You might as well just put a character in the game. Everyone has the same health and just everyone has the same gun. And you might say, okay, that's fair, but I come back and say like that's kind of boring and that's not really interesting. And if that's what the MLG is going to be, then I think they should just make an MLG video game where you're just one character and have one gun, and then everyone just plays that, and then let me play Call of Duty and other interesting games alone. But I understand why what people's defense is that it would change the way that people play the game and stuff like that. More camping maybe, but I think that people still play super slow when they're playing. MLG, I've watched videos before. People don't move. They head glitch the whole time. I don't think it would change anything at all. If anything, I think it would make them play more aggressive because they'd want to get more kills and get the kill streaks to help their team win. And that's just me. That's just my opinion on that. But getting back to MLG, it's just so interesting that MLG is getting so large, and that they showed here in the article that it was beating, most televised events at that time, and that something that this magnitude is pretty large. I could definitely see MLG maybe one day having some kind of TV channel. I don't know if that's too crazy. Or, eventually, I predict that most of TV is just going to be on the internet, like Google TV, and everything's just going to be on your laptop. And that if you have a big screen TV, it's just going to be like a computer, anyways. I think that's what we're going in our society is just everything is through the internet. There's not going to be any cable anymore. All TV and HD. It's just going to be everything through your internet, or maybe some kind of advanced form of like wire. Maybe not the Ethernet. Maybe like a FiOS type wire. Maybe more advanced, where everything is just being put through there. Everything is just in one service. And I think that video games and MLG are going to be a major part of this. MLG is only getting bigger. People that are interested in MLG. will probably stay interested in MLG, and then you're still going to have younger and younger generations that are going to be playing video games more and more and getting into MLG, and that more people are becoming more electronically advanced and more into electronics. They're going to find out about MLG and understand it and appreciate it, and not think that it's like some nerdy, super nerdy thing to do. And I don't know. I think that's my general opinion of that. I hope it kind of made sense to you guys. I was just really interested. Um, I'm kind of happy when I saw this article about MLG. Not because I'm a huge MLG player, but just because video games are becoming super mainstream and that there's so much money in it. I feel like it's nice to have something that you're interested in get bigger and bigger. And yeah, so I guess that's that. Thanks for watching, guys. Blitz 5, I'm out.